Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Screw friends, church. Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Screw friends, two rich man episodes talking movies, TV older recents. First of two intentional Sunday shows for the month.
Yep. What a week it was. So, weekly recap time. Starting things off with Sunday. Not this Sunday. Last Sunday. So, I saw the new Superman movie. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. Part of me wishes I just waited for it to go on to streaming because they wanted like $13.50 for a movie ticket and $7.50 for a small drink. Yeah, I just ended up getting a small cup of water. Right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, did my usual magic streaming thing, got finished up with the dailies. Wednesday, did work. Thursday, also work, did a bit of shopping afterwards. Friday, no work. Because they actually had to close the club down just so all the stuff could get prepped for yesterday. 40 vendors, 75 extra workers, about 200 guests for the wedding. Actually, it came out to about 187, but, close enough. Yeah, I started my shift at 1 o'clock. Guests didn't actually start showing up until about 5:30. I didn't get out of there until 2 in the morning. 13-hour shift. So as you can imagine, I basically slept till like 2 in the afternoon today. And I've just kind of been chillaxing for the most part. Oh yeah, Friday I also did a Minecraft stream. Slowly getting to get back into that. May do another one of those tomorrow, or either that or Pokemon, one of the two. But, yeah. It was a long day. Thankfully next weekend won't be nearly as bad. We're only expecting like 100 people or so, and obviously not as extravagant. They had an ice sculpture. Of like a swan or something. Yeah, the funny thing is that the guests actually cleared out around 10 o'clock or so, because that's when they actually have to stop playing music. But, yeah, I had to wait for all the tables and stuff to get hauled out over the next, like, 4 hours. So I ended up just plopping down a chair, or in view of the front door, grabbed a bag of popcorners, and just, watched the door and read for the amount of time that I needed to be there. Yeah, post-party stuff is kind of boring, actually. But yeah, that was my week. Pretty eventful, all things considered. Like, about the streaming, busy Saturday, and all that stuff. And yeah, today I mainly just watched videos and did a bit of passive Magic Arena stuff, just like trying to get my daily mythic pack, Yeah, currently chasing a particular card from the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set. Yeah, sometimes I encounter a card during one of my matches, and it's like, that was horrible. I would inflict that on other people. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was my week. Yeah, how yeah, how things things go with you? Like, still not quite awake yet.
There was watching the reconnection. Add points when I could. Interesting to a legitimately good reality TV show. The folks know about my plans for part of the next weekend, which will be, which as I mentioned before was additional stump salvage for what should have been this weekend, but as mentioned before was being moved to November. So they're notified, and the hotel and tickets are booked. Hotel and train tickets are booked for that. few things to type in at the beginning so to be rid of it, but should hopefully get to those in time.
Okay.
And also, catching the action for this weekend, which I'll actually be able to report on. These are points with Sheen again. So it's been a time, but still listening to cut the pressure a little bit. Again, hopefully I won't just run into something like that again too often. Just to what's that from it? Postponement. Let's I guess I've some opinions. things considered.
Right. Well then. So I guess, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. uh, unless there's anything else anything else that happened, I guess, video discussion stuff. Okay. First up, horses. So, Cherry ended up pissing off Bridget because Bridget ordered some dill pickle macarons, and it's like, oh yeah, here you go. Don't worry, no one else is gonna eat them because yeah. And it's like, how dare you insult my tastes? And it's like, so basically they invite her to go on a picnic, and like stuff happens, and they end up eventually getting to their destination. It's like, okay, got macarons, and I even to finish things off, I brought dill pickle macarons. Like, okay, just as an apology thing, like we can try them, and they end up liking them. And it's like, okay, so lesson of the story. Okay, first off, if you're a shopkeeper, don't openly criticize your customer's taste. It's very rude, and it can and will lose you a customer. And two, I believe the saying is, don't knock it till you try it. So, yeah. Don't just be like, ew, I don't like that, without trying it first. And really, as any sort of person who makes food, shouldn't you have at least shouldn't she have at least tasted it during the making of it process to know that she got the flavor right? It's like if you don't taste it, how do you know that you actually made it correctly? So yeah, bad on Cherry for that one. Yeah, it's pretty alright episode. Oh yeah, the bit at the beginning, it's like after the prep, it's like, oh yeah, dill pickle macarons, sure. Coco's just there. It's like, I'm just gonna stick around. I've got to see this. Leans back, starts munching on popcorn. uh, but yeah,
I guess it's kind of innocent. I guess it's kind of understandable when pickles go beyond the usual applications, but
Yeah.
really, it's really not a bad idea to try some new applications.
Yeah. Also, oh, go ahead.
Even if it will occasionally have funny feeling in the mouth.
Uh, yeah. Also, like one of these episodes, I wanted to be like, I bet you're all wondering how we got into the situation. Well, honestly, so am I. Just like for once, have Coco be out of the loop on the whole thing. And it's like, how did we end up in this situation? You know, just to toss things up a bit. Uh,
Second note, poison oak is a thing. Hope they don't get, well, hope they don't end up with a rash.
yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've never actually been affected by poison oak before, so I like, the, yeah, eh, never experienced it myself that I can remember.
Even so, I definitely remember being on this country. They mentioned the pretty similar plants, and aside from contact, don't use it as a fire fuel because digestion's bad day.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. While we're doing this whole discussion, I'm actually sleeving up cards right now. It's like, okay, I don't need my hands for any of this, at least until we get to the spreadsheet. So it's like, oh yeah, I can just do this passively. Uh, yeah, it's like after this, I have like five more commander decks worth of cards to sleeve. Obviously, not doing them all tonight because, yeah, it takes long enough for one of these as it is. But anyway, right, the other video, Carmen, and oh boy, is today an episode. Uh, so so the cruise in Stockholm because yeah, this time they're not stopping sort of art theft. They're actually dealing with actual danger stuff. But yeah, basically Carmen ends up noticing that Acme's been following, so it's like, okay, Ivy, you're on decoy duty. I'm gonna go casual and meet up with Agent Argent. So Argent like got the go ahead from the chief, like, okay, if we want her on our side, why don't we? Like, here's just a idea. Talk to her. It's like, oh wow, basic communication. So yeah, so she's given the go ahead, and basically they have a chat, and then all the other Acme goons show up, and it's like, hey, ambush! And basically goes not so great, and Carmen ends up in the wilderness, in the snow, alone, without a communicator or a glider, and with only the Acme communication pen. Meanwhile, Ivy, acting as decoy, uh, gets mistaken for the actual Carmen Sandiego and captured by Vile Goons. And I'm also going to blame Acme for this one. So yeah, so both of the ladies have been captured. They need to figure out a way out of their situation. So, so for Carmen, trying to find a way out of the hole she found herself in, without having to, activate the pen, because the tracking and all that, and like don't want to be captured by Acme and yada yada yada. Meanwhile, Ivy has to stop the vile plot that Carmen was actually going to stop. And yeah, it turns out that she actually does a decent job, all things considered. Yeah, she doesn't really know how to use all the tools all that well, and yeah. Also, she's in like an ice place, so it's like, yeah, running bad. Laura's slippery because ice. But eventually, both of them manage to work out a solution to their issue. So some solutions not being as great as others, though. Oh yeah, and it ends on a kind of a low note compared to most episodes, and yet it really feels like they're ramping up towards the end game for this season. Oh right, meanwhile, yeah, over at Val, there's like, okay, yeah, with Shadow Sun defecting and Carmen doing her old thing, we should probably relocate the base, cause yeah, especially if they're working with this Acme group. So yeah, Vile Island will soon be a thing of the past. Yeah, really interesting episode. Really switches things up. Zack doesn't do too much because it's like, yeah, he's the one with the car, but basically he's the only one there because Shadow Sun's off elsewhere on a different mission. So he tries his hardest, dang it, but yeah, really not much for him to do this episode. Uh, yeah, the Vile Goons were interesting. And it's like, they seriously thought Ivy was Carmen. I mean, yeah, she was wearing the coat, but and also proclaimed like wearing this jacket, like, yeah, I'm Carmen Sandiego. Carmen Sandiego, huh? So yeah, that kind of got her at a bad time there. But yeah. Oh no, wait. And yeah, when they reported the failed capture to the chief and Agent Argent's just standing there, it's like, ah, I see. Oh, and I like to imagine that even after we cut away from that scene, Argent gives the chief a stern talking to. Cause yeah, they botched this whole thing big time. Yeah, solid episode. Actually, getting to see Ivy thwart the plans was nice. So, how about your thoughts on the episode?
Yes, I'm excited you'll be getting a few formula shifts.
Yeah, even the ending music during the credits had a whole feeling of, yeah, things aren't so great right now. And it's like, it, you have a good show going when even the credits music matches the tone of what you're dishing out. Which, to be fair, in other episodes, they've been the credits music has been kind of on point for the episode as well.
Snowflake shift was definitely something to get used to as time went by. Back when I was recommending this. Bit of singular assumptions. Which was very suitable if we had the reactives and shift. However, of course, diplomacy is still a thing that needs to be practiced quite a bit. And looking at the goons this time around statistically, not really that great.
Yeah.
Upping 6 a little bit to a pretty realistic problem.
Mhm.
Definitely did something for the tone.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, the vile plot. Like, no fancy mind control device, no other thing of mass production equals money for evil. It's just straight up, oh yeah, we're just gonna sell nuclear launch codes. Yeah, but like, geez, that escalated quickly. Uh,
Another reason for the handoff attempt.
mhm.
And there's a slight feeling of mutual respect as things start closing out. Critical resolution something. And as with that, last for the graduates for the time being. One thing I do remember, even though I don't revisit often, very interesting casting choice coming up in a future episode.
Ooh, okay. I don't know what that casting choice is, but I'm looking forward to it. Alrighty then.
Speaking of, I hope I read this correctly, but one of the Sonic actors, I believe, was Moose.
Oh,
I don't think they mentioned the middle name, but first letter seems to ring a bell in a way.
okay.
But yeah, while I don't visit often, I do remember there were lots of shifts and memorable moments. So,
Yep.
one which comes about at the end, but yeah, things will definitely get interesting from this point onwards.
Yeah. Alrighty then. On. Okay. Ubisoft executives have revealed that a new Ghost Recon game is in development, and it's potentially a first-person shooter. Okay, that's good to know. From Software reportedly has another unannounced game in the advanced stages of development, which could be released as soon as next year. Nintendo is bringing back its mysterious online playtest program from last year, which saw approved Switch users trying out an unnamed MMO-style game. Sonic Racing Cross World Switch 2 will have cross progression and the full game on cartridge, according to Sega. The newest Resident Evil game is to be revealed has been dubbed a dream come true for fans. Rockstar Games Social Club has been shut down. A new Guilty Gear game has been cancelled. Okay, an update on the whole Subnautica 2 situation. Apparently, Subnautica 2's development changes have taken another dramatic twist, as former developers claim they're launching legal action against publisher Krafton, which has now accused them of abandoning the project. Helmo TV Anime reveals cast, teaser visual, and a January 2026 debut. Cyborg 009 manga inspires new Cyborg 009 Nemesis anime. Jam Project to return for One Punch Man Season 3 anime's opening theme song. They actually did the original One Punch Man theme song, as well as lots of other stuff. That Jam Project is like one of the big names as far as anime and game music goes. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the Heroes TV anime, unveils more staff, cast, opening song, and new video. Mamoru Hosoda's Scarlet anime film announces more cast. Inju Kusunoki's Guardian of Gods light novels get TV anime in 2026. Monster Strike mobile game's first TV anime to premiere in October. Creator of Kingsmaker webtoon to appear in Anime NYC ahead of English debut. Silent Witch anime reveals English dub cast in a July 17th debut. Crunchyroll reveals the Water Magician anime's English dub cast and staff. Reborn as a Vending Machine Season 2 anime reveals English dub's cast and July 16th debut. Live-action Legend of Zelda film casts Bo Bragison as Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. Madoka Magica Walpurgis Nacht Rising anime film's trailer visual reveal February 2026 release. Now the real question is, will it actually be a conclusion to the series, or will it end off on another kind of a cliffhanger and drag us on for another half decade or so? Second, that time I got reincarnated as a slime film's teaser reveals new story and a February 27th debut. Rumiko Takahashi's Mao manga gets TV anime by Sunrise next spring. Crunchyroll reveals English dub casts for Kaiju number 8, Season 2, Nyack of the Living Cat, With You in the Rain, by Dress Up Darling, Season 2, and Cultural Exchange with a Game Center Girl. Actually, I'll be right back. Need to do something. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Right, I think I was basically done with the anime stuff. Oh yeah, so interesting news as of late. Yeah, apparently we might be getting a live-action My Little Pony movie. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Like, maybe it could be like the Sonic movie where it's like, ponies are like CG and humans are live action, and maybe they could take inspiration from the original Pony movie. That could work.
We'll see where that goes. But yeah, caused quite a bit of a stir, and all I can say is I gave other things that were quite a stir a chance. Going to this one.
Yeah. It's like, please don't screw it up. Cartoon Network Studios will showcase their Cartoons Shorts program at the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con on July 25th at 10 a.m. PDT. Artists will proudly screen their animated shorts and share their experience in being a part of the studio's rich creative legacy. Chapter 2 of The Gaslight District is coming. Alkayo Thiel, the new voice actor for Gumball, clarifies that the voice used in the wonderfully weird world of Gumball trailer is not his voice, and it's not the final voice of the character. Has been Hotel Season 2 latest updates. An update in the season will be revealed next week. Nifty will have a song. Voxel is a very big antagonist. The first look at Abel's been revealed. This season will consist of 8 episodes. Serpentius will be an important character. Katie Killjoy will appear more in the season. Voice recording for the season has wrapped. The season will have more songs than Season 1. The first animated clip featuring Baxter was released. Charlie and Vaggie will have their own, quote, sexy life. There will be more of Rosie with the other overlords. Serpentius and Cherry Bomb will seemingly have a song. The season will be bigger and there will be a lot more action. Alex Brightman did the most dramatic thing in his career. There will be a, quote, fun, sexy song between Charlie and Vaggie. More time will be spent in heaven compared to Season 1. There's an unexpected surprise about Alistair's backstory. Speaking of, Alistair's backstory will be touched upon, but won't be the main focus. And the wait won't be as long as it took between the release of the pilot and Season 1. Murder Drones is now officially a graphic novel. Pre-orders go live on September 8th. Blue's Clues and You was cancelled at Nickelodeon. Show host Josh Dela Cruz reveals in a new Instagram post. All 26 episodes of Season 5 were also not filmed. Okay. The new poster for Winx Club, The Magic is Back, has been revealed. The new reboot will release on Netflix on October 2nd. Pretty please, I don't want to be a magical girl creator. Kiana Mai has finished the episode 2 script. U2s are planning on releasing more Steven Universe merch soon. Ben 10 creator Duncan Rolu is interested in making an adult animated Ben 10 series. Quote, Absolutely. It would be great to have to have a high stakes show that offered more mature themes. Not so interested in gore or sexual content, but dealing with emotional, social, and political elements that the MCU movies deal with would be exciting. Huntress Wizard will be a central focus of Fiona and Cake Season 2. Matt Shackman confirms the Russo brothers directed the Fantastic Four post-credits scene. Jack Quaid gives huge praise for the new Superman movie. Quote, sincerely anime Superman. Quote, I absolutely love Superman. I can't think of the last time a movie gave me so much hope. It did the big blue boys Scout proud. I laughed, I cried, people in the audience cheered. A cheer! In 2025. Incredible. David Cornsweet, you are Superman. Period. He created a soup whose humanity shines through in every frame. It's so incredible to watch him fly. Sincerely, Anime Superman. Yeah, it was a good movie. David Cornsweet reacts to the Lego minifigure of his Superman in Fortnite. Quote, if I get to be a Lego, that'll mean everything to me. James Gunn says Kevin Feige asked him recently about when Bizarro will be introduced in the GDCU. Quote, he says he hopes his old pal Bizarro. Uh, he, uh, he says he hopes his old pal Bizarro. He wants to see Bizarro. I mean, given how things went at the end of this film, I see how they might work Bizarro into things, but we'll see. Ralph Innocence tells us he doesn't view Galactus' actions as evil in the Fantastic Four. Quote, he needs to devour worlds to give him the sustenance to carry on. Look at him like an ant. Look at it like an ant has a life of 8 months. A human has a life of 80 years. Galactus is 40 billion years old. Taylor Russell will no longer star in the new Thomas Crown Affair movie, directed by and starring Michael B. Jordan. Russell reportedly left due to creative differences. Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed by a few weeks to June 25th, 2027. The Flash and Aquaman are not expected to be introduced in the new DCU within the next 2 years.
I think I over-edited
James
that.
Gunn's,
I think I over-edited that just a little bit.
yeah. James Gunn says that Superman is very important in his next film, but it's not a direct Superman sequel. The film will not be World's Finest or Batman vs. Superman. Marvel Comics' Ultimate Endgame event series has recreated the iconic Avengers Endgame poster. The new comic series launches in December. Callum Vinson has been cast as Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th prequel series. Ari Aster reveals that he was asked to direct Morbius, but he declined. Oh boy. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos says AI will make their movies and TV shows better, not just cheaper. Quote, our creators are already seeing the benefits in production through pre-visualization and shot planning work, and certainly visual effects. Nope. The Godzilla Minus One sequel could release as soon as next year. And will run the Godzilla train. Toho is planning a potential sequel for Shin Godzilla. A live-action Captain Planet series is in the works at Netflix. Leonardo DiCaprio and Greg Berlanti will executively produce the series with their production companies. The Punisher special, starring Jon Bernthal, has begun filming, releasing next year on Disney+. The first trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 has been released in theaters October 24th. A new Dread movie's in the works with Taika Waititi set to direct. Huh. Got a new look at the Splinter Cell animated series releasing later this year on Netflix. Yeah, I would think Splinter Cell, I don't really think animated series, but I mean, hey, if it works. James Gunn says Clayface is a complete horror film. Quote, it's totally different. There's not a company style. Not every movie is going to be like Superman. Which is good. Certain movies require a particular theme. You can't have like a bright, upbeat Clayface film. It just doesn't work.
Same is true for the Hulk. Same is true for the Hulk.
Yeah. A live-action Assassin's Creed series has been greenlit at Netflix. Robert Patino and David Weiner will serve as the showrunners. Invincible has been renewed for Season 5. Voice recording is already complete. Got the first trailer for WWE Unreal, a series that shows the WWE writers' room for the first time ever, releasing July 29th on Netflix. Manga artist Manabu Yashiro has shared illustrations of Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl in his art style. First trailer for Charles Pellegrino's Ghosts of Hiroshima, the book which James Cameron will adapt into a film. The book follows the man who survived the Hiroshima atomic blast, got on a train to Nagasaki, and survived the nuclear explosion there too. Funny thing is, like, when I first read that ad, like, oh yeah, first trailer for Ghost of Tsushima. It's like, wait, the book? What? Like, oh no, completely different thing. But yeah, I have heard about this guy. Like this gets nuked. You know, fine, whatever. Go over to this place. Gets nuked again. Come on. uh, Matt Shackman says Reed Richards was the hardest role to cast in for the Fantastic Four. Quote, He goes from being the nerdy scientist who's locked away in his lab to the husband and the father who'd do anything to protect his family to the guy who's leading the Avengers. I realized that the version we were building had to have all these elements. Also, so apparently, Reed Richards is going to be leading the Avengers, so good to know. Also, oops, spoilers. John Malkovich has been cut from the Fantastic Four. He would have played the villain Red Ghost. DC's next big publishing event will be DC KO, developed by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. The event will be a major drag-out fight between all the major DC superheroes in a cosmic tournament to save the universe from Darkseid. Got an exclusive clip from Bambi: The Reckoning, the latest installment in the Poohniverse. Directed by Dan Allen and written by Reese Warrington. The film hits theaters July 25th. The Wonder Woman movie is being fast-tracked at DC Studios. Pedro Pascal, when asked to blink twice as Chris, if Chris Evans is appearing in the Fantastic Four or Avengers Doomsday. Quote, "Are you speaking English or German? I can't tell. I didn't understand a word of what he said. I just got into a blackout." AKA, I ain't saying a thing. David Cornsweet says Casino Royale is the greatest James Bond film ever made. Quote, "One of the best movies of all time. A new Amityville movie is in the works. Deadstream directors Joseph and Vanessa Winter are set to direct. Eddie Gathegi says he hopes Mr. Terrific makes an impact to show kids to embrace their intellectual nerdiness. Quote, "There's an opportunity to create new norms for kids. Black kids, but also all kids, who are told they're too smart or nerdy or quiet. Mr. Terrific inspires them to feel like they could be themselves. It's their intellect that's powerful." Colin Farrell says he wasn't sure the Penguin would resume filming after it was paused for the SAG strike, because of how WB scrapped Batgirl. Quote, "In a world where they can make a Batgirl film and just can it, I don't understand it. They can decide that it's economically advantageous to just shove a $90 million film that people have put so much effort into it." Doctor Who has received its first Emmy nomination in 62 years. Warner Brothers has released a fake IMDb page for Johnny Cage. The final runtime for the Fantastic Four has been listed at 1 hour 55 minutes. James Gunn says the GDCU Batman and Wonder Woman films will immediately go into production if the scripts end up being good. Zach Kreger explains his approach for the upcoming Resident Evil movie. Quote, "I'm definitely not trying to be completely obedient to the lore of the games. I'm trying to tell a story that feels authentic to the experience you get when you play the games." Fair enough. South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker have hired litigator Brian Friedman amid their dispute with the upcoming new owners of Paramount. A lawsuit is reportedly looking likely. James Gunn says Millie Alcock's Supergirl will be a total mess. Quote, she's had a completely different background from Superman, a much more difficult background. John Goodman reveals how he prepared to play Papa Smurf in the new Smurfs movie. Quote, I sat in my closet, painted myself blue, took off my clothes, and just ripened. Yeah, sounds about right. Tom Holland says Spider-Man Brand New Day will focus on shooting in real locations and using old-school filmmaking. Quote, we were really restricted with what we could do in the last movie because of the demic. Whatever. Now we're really gonna lean into that old-school filmmaking and shoot in real locations. We're gonna use the streets of Glasgow for this massive set piece that we're putting together. David Zaslav has released a statement about the opening weekend of Superman. Quote, this is all part of a bold 10-year plan. The DC vision is clear, the momentum is real, and I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead. Shut up, David Zaslav. The copyright for a Donkey Kong movie has been registered at Universal. Rian Johnson says his announced Star Wars trilogy was, quote, was all very conceptual. There was never any outline or treatment or anything. Nothing really happened with it. We had a great time working together, and they said, let's keep doing it. The shortened version is Knives Out happened. Now I'm busy making murder mysteries. Okay, heading over to my other website. Okay. Kevin Feige had this to say about the Blade delays. Quote, we didn't want to simply put on a leather jacket. We didn't want to simply put a leather outfit on Mahershala Ali and have him start killing vampires. You can start and have a good script and make it a great script through production, but we didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade. We didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us. Fair enough. apparently Lilo and Stitch became Hollywood's first movie to hit $1 billion in 2025.
Again, season 2 nominated for Best Animated Series at the Emmys. Surveillance and The Penguin, most nominated shows in this year's Emmys. Fourteen Emmy nominations for Andor Season 2. Harrison Ford nominated for an Emmy, age 83. Performance in Shrinking. Best Comedy Series nominations: Studio Bear, Hex, Everybody Wants This, Abbott Elementary, Only Murders in the Building, Shrinking, Will Be Given the Shadows. First trailer to the final season of Stranger Things. Volume 1 releases November 26th. New trailer for Tron Ares. Lighting in theaters October 10th. Other notes on the pony scene: IDW pony signings at San Diego Comic Con. Shadowheart, Smarty Pants, and Classic Variety plushies revealed by U2's. Jack New Zealand wins. Bridger and Andretti podium. British champ mostly declared in Berlin. We're going to wait for the end of the season for official confirmation. August brothers took Germany, and one of them took Czech Republic. Okay, one, two were the Bordeaux podium, Lexus win, and Aston Martin podium in Brazil. Ferrari class win, Porsche class podium, Mercedes Lexus Exworth class podium. At Cannon Tire Motorsports Park. Russian top 5 and top 10 in podium. Shipman and Aston wins podium. BMW for a class wins. Audi podium. Aston class podium for a class podium. Busted class win. Virginia. German podiums for class wins. Podium. Audi class podium. Aston German class podium. Class podiums. Ferrari class win. Home podiums win. Jensen top 30 and top 20. McLaren win in Italy. Industry updated. Railroad radio protocols reported of runnable vulnerable. $13.85 comes on. England Railroad Tree open July 14th after the Bukit Mountain wildfire for 7 months closure. Controversies runs. Bright line. Kill count. Pacific Exploring deal to buy Norfolk Southern. Earthquake group pushing to restore. 503. Or around the cliff. Fence Wednesday, 13th August. Plim Valley. Next Allegheny Mountain dinner train departs July 26th. course, we're running also the 26th. P17 dress forge. There's a machine crank stud assholes. Crank sweet wipes from Summers. Forms finishing duplicate. Daniela works. Crank to be forced shortly. Faster than a cursive transfer wheels. To display at Great Gathering. Greatest Gathering. 520 boiler fully tuned. Speed tube starts. Maybe bends for those. Bends with those. Best condition. Activate elements. Begin process of cutting. Bends to length. Flexible stick cups ordered. Like plates for testing. Drawing stuff. Cutting can begin. Now we're getting parts. So we've got a mechanism, regulator mechanism. Junior items require funding for the crane lifts and tube expander drives and tooling. DC 4005 12-seater diesel brought back to life. New carriage set foundations complete. Wheel set reunited with AB608. Drives and piston now rods and ready to be installed on the other side of JA 1271. And our kills as we go to see friends family of. Works white, 1960 Cup Chimp. Look, the flunk. Brilliant. Apologies for mispronunciations. SNCF, Prez. And the notability is going to be cranked up a little bit. Harry Stanjovsky, Young Robin Hood Arthur, Reverend Bob McKay, Model Road Enthusiast, and Steam Local Preservationist, Ross Rowland. once again, hoping to take a few actually, what's the next 24 hours ish? Event trip I planned for later this week as well.
Yep.
And we also have quite a bit to look forward to in terms of our Skylands here, where it goes from here. Onto which. Stay safe, stay well, keep good prestige, pray.